Hello everybody, my name is Barry Ross. I'm 59 years old. I was born and raised in Detroit, went to high school, went to Mumford in Detroit, went to Cass in Detroit. Yes, I went to a few schools. I had a jaded past, and I now live in Royal Oak, but my business is in Detroit. And for the past couple years or so, I've gotten sickened by watching the local news on Channel 2, 4, and 7 in regards to the level of negative violence that they display and depict in our city. The first 10 minutes of every day, Monday through Friday, are devoted to murder, rape, and violence. And as time progressed, I could see that not much was getting done about it. So I formulated an organization that was its sole purpose to get out in the streets and make the citizens of Detroit aware that they must come out of their homes and be vigilant over their own neighborhoods. Due to economic conditions in 2010, we are running into shortages in the police department. The police department has a wide variety of issues. 72% of all the murders that occurred last year were unsolved. There's over 500 unsolved murders at Crime Stoppers, and this is just a travesty what's going on in our city. So the Detroit Coalition Against Violence, up to this point, which is only really less than 90 days old, has got a lot of support in a short period of time. Me being a layperson, I've been all over the media for my organization. I'm trying to get the word out to the people in the city of Detroit that they must, in order to save their own lives, get out of their homes and watch their streets. It is imperative that they form block clubs, have watch command posts on the street corners, and also to report crimes. Crime Stoppers has a toll-free number for all citizens in the city of Detroit that if they call this number, it goes into a central office in Toronto, and you get assigned a PIN number, and it is totally anonymous. They don't even have caller ID. People are living in fear. They're living in tyranny. Nobody sees anything. Nobody hears anything. We want the citizens of Detroit to know that action is being taken within the city by several grassroots organizations. My organization is new and very young. The Detroit 300, which is led by Raphael B. Johnson and Malik Shabazz, have been getting on the streets for a long, long time, a lot longer than me. We have coordinated with them. Last weekend, I marched on a crack house to shut down the crack house. This was a first for me. I'm living in fear on these streets, but my passion is far greater than my fear. People must muster up courage to save their lives. Last week, we had a march for a woman, Claricita Craig, that was murdered a year ago. Two people, a man and a woman, broke into her house on Linsdale Street, just south of Joy off Livernois, robbed her, strangled her, stabbed her 47 times, and then set her house on fire. Beyond belief. We are living in moral degradation. There's a disintegration of values in this country, and we have to have a psychic change within our communities to go forward. Children don't want to live, and they don't care who else they take out. We have to enact a change. Babies are raising babies. These kids don't want to learn. The parents aren't around. They don't even know what their own children are up to during the day. I have heard that parents even condone their kids not going to school. 25% of the graduating class in Detroit last year of boys graduated. That's all, 25%. The statistics are that 50% of most of the children that graduate Detroit schools cannot read. They're illegible, illiterate. It's unbelievable what's happening in our country. It's up to us to make a difference. We have to get out in our communities, literally, and watch what's going on and set new principles and new values for our communities. We have a trash problem in the city of Detroit. This has recently come to my attention. Abandoned homes are being left standing. Burnt out homes are being left standing. We have so many issues. Our government, our elected officials, our police department, their hands are tied. They're broke. It's up to us to save ourselves. My roots are deep in Detroit. My grandfather started Sermons Close in 1917. My predecessors in my family, my ancestors, went through World War I, World War II. I myself experienced the goings-on with the Vietnam, the race riots in the 60s, the execution of Martin Luther King, discrimination. And in the 1970s, we were plagued, in the late 70s, by gangs that ran our cities, the BKs and the Flins, and I'll tell you, the level of violence that's going on in our city today is nothing. Far exceeds the level of violence that's occurring in our cities today. It's up to us to stop this. We need to formulate. We need to formulate groups to get out in our communities and take care of this. I've marched with other organizations. I'm willing to cross over to any organization that is willing to get out on these streets and make a difference. I've been speaking at churches. I've been on the news. I've been in every medium you can imagine. I've been on the radio several times. I plan on going to more churches and more media and more radio stations and TV stations to get the people to realize you must save your own town. We used to have 2 million people in the city of Detroit. We're down to 800,000 now. There's no jobs. 40% of the men and women are out of work. We have to change this. I truly believe if we can diminish the level of violence in our town, corporate America is going to respect our spirit, so to speak, and they're going to want to come in here and invest. The neighborhoods, the communities don't have businesses anymore. Streets consist of a wig shop, a party store, a gas station, and a nail salon, and a few interspersed little insignificant business dollar stores. You can't even buy decent food in the city of Detroit. What is this coming to? We have to save ourselves. Why am I doing this? Because I am sick and tired of nobody else doing it. And I'll tell you, I have never felt more fulfilled in my life than what I'm doing right now. And I'll tell you something, that if I got shot on these streets, and believe me, I don't want to, and I live long enough to make it to the hospital, I would never have been more proud of myself in my life. And I hate to coin an old phrase, but it's so true and so proud that if we don't stand for something, we'll fall for anything. We need to band together. So I joined with the Detroit 300. I'm interested in coordinating with the Marcus Garvey movement. My right-hand man, Lindsay L. Wright, is a Moorish Muslim. I have marched with Malik Shabazz, who's from the Nation of Islam. Raphael Johnson, who has come out of prison and running on the ground. This man does not stop 24 hours a day trying to save young people, trying to talk to young people, getting on the streets. We need to show people that you need to save your own lives. Listen, our communities feel hopeless. They're living in despair. They're living in fear. We need to let them know that there are people out there that care. They need to be led. It's up to all of us together to cross over and unite. It doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are, what nationality you are, what your sexual persuasion is. As a people, the human race, it's about humanity. We need to band together to save each other. It's not up to our governments anymore. The inner cities have been destroyed through drugs and violence. We need to put an end to this. I might add, we come from a position of peace. We're not aggressors on these streets. We will talk to anybody. It doesn't matter of any act of violence. We want to have reconciliation. We need to have peace. We need to create jobs. We need better housing. We have a million issues. There's no question. But the most important issue is that as a community, all of us, we need to stick together and get out there and prove that courage comes from action, not from thought. Faith without works, it's dead, man. It's dead. It's about all of us. I don't have a political agenda. I'm not out here for money. I'm not running for office. It's just humanity. I'm out here to try to make a difference and show people by rolling my sleeves up and getting out in these streets that if I can do it, you can do it. It's about us. It's about all of us. It's about humanity. It's about sticking together. There's too much disunity as it is. I'm tired of it all. We need to do something about it.